I'm Xochitl Mora with the City of McAllen. Welcome to your McAllen Minutes. If you missed the McAllen City Commission meeting of May 11th, don't worry. Here's a brief recap of what was discussed. The meeting with all commissioners was called to order by Mayor Jim Darling, who led the Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation led by Commissioner Zamora. Under the consent agenda, commissioners approved an award of contract to Park Place through Buy Board for playground replacement parts and labor at Suarez Park West Playground. The contract is for $50,932.40 for playscape equipment. Commissioners approved to accept grant funding from the Federal Transit Administration to offset capital expenses for the Metro McAllen Transit Department. The grant, in the amount of $6,759,580 for safety and security items such as sidewalks and accessibility improvements, rolling stock, and additional funding for construction of the North Hub project. There will be no local match required, as a total of $1,198,332 in transportation development credits have been approved by TxDOT to use in lieu of local match. Commissioners also approved another grant from the Federal Transit Administration to offset capital expenses for the Metro McAllen Transit Department. The grant, in the amount of $9,572,031 as part of the stimulus package provided in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The grant will allow Metro McAllen to recover 100% of operating costs associated with running the Metro McAllen transit system. No local match is required. Commissioners approved a grant submission to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Federal Emergency Management Agency under the fiscal year 2020 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program COVID-19 Supplemental. If awarded, the grant will be used for the critical personal protective equipment and supplies needed to prevent, prepare for, and respond to COVID-19 public health emergency. The grant request is for $50,000 with a local match of $6,000. Commissioners also approved another grant submission to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Federal Emergency Management Agency under the fiscal year 2019 Fire Prevention and Safety Grant Program. If awarded, the grant will be used to purchase a fire extinguisher training prop and 8 iPad tablets with a year's software subscription, all to assist in the fire and arson investigations. The grant request is for $28,300 with a local match of $1,415. Commissioners also approved a grant submission to the National Endowment for the Humanities Fiscal Year 2020 NEH CARES Act Cultural Organizations, which provides emergency relief to institutions and organizations working in the humanities. The grant request is for $25,000 for the McAllen Public Library to convert the South Texas Book Festival into a virtual experience. The grant would be used to purchase equipment and pay authors for their appearances. No local match would be required. Under the Mayor's report, Mayor Darling gave a thorough tally of all City of McAllen departments and services affected by the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. He gave a brief rundown of how the City of McAllen has responded to and enforced the governor's orders, especially as it related to various businesses being able to open or close, tickets and violations issued by both Health and Code Enforcement and the McAllen Police Department. He highlighted the number of calls in McAllen's 311 customer service call center and the drop in numbers at the McAllen bridges due to the B1 and B2 visas being denied entry into the United States. He also highlighted how local U.S. government's economic outlooks will change from positive to negative given the downturn to all facets of the economy, including bracing the community for high unemployment numbers for the month of April for McAllen and the entire Rio Grande Valley. He discussed a proposed $1 million grant that could be funded by the McAllen Development Corporation and federal stimulus dollars that could be used for local businesses in McAllen to pay for the interest of any loans they apply for to help kickstart their businesses. The program would be run by the McAllen Chamber of Commerce and offered through all local McAllen banks. Finally, Mayor Darling expressed concern about McAllen's response rate to the 2020 census. Currently, all census field offices are closed, and the only way to respond is through internet and phone, which is already a challenge for the area. In a private conference call Mayor Darling had with U.S. Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross, Mayor Darling also expressed that the negative publicity regarding the citizenship question has impacted people in this community, all who have an immigrant relative, to not respond out of fear. Mayor Darling is pushing for grant funding to help assist with continued advertising and other efforts to promote responding to the census, while the Secretary will be sending editorials in English and Spanish that will run in local communities. We hope you enjoyed this recap of your McAllen City Commission meeting. Meetings are set for the second and fourth Monday of each month. We also air the entire meeting on the McAllen Cable Network Spectrum 1300 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. For the City of McAllen, I'm Xochitl Mora.